What's up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome. This will be my first um, video on the channel involving the game The First Descendant. So, kind of figured I should make a guide for the character that I've been loving since her release, and that is Luna. Sadly, a lot of players are kind of misconstruing how she feels. I personally really enjoy this character. I really like this character. Um, and that's just because of how she plays. It makes my brain happy because it's not just run and shoot. You actually have to put a little bit of effort into thinking about kind of what's going on the battlefield just as a whole. For example, we've got, I believe this is a Volby and that other one's a Glay there. So I actually kind of have to think about, like, well, what would Volby want? What would Glay want due to how this character plays and feels? Just to go over it, we'll start with just kind of the base of her abilities, and then we'll go over the build that I'm using. I currently have her catalyzed 3 times, and we're working for more. That's why we're sitting in the bunny cave. It's also kind of a good spot for me to kind of show you how she works and how she plays. Just real quick, we'll go in here and we'll take a look at this. So this gun is everything about the character, so we'll hold off on that. I'll show it to you. Her first song gives skill power to herself and allies, with more adding once you get enhanced, and we'll go over that in a second as well. Then we have MP recovery to her and allies, and then the last one is for her inspiration for herself, which might be a little bit harder to show. That's how you get your enhancement, and cooldown for allies with a lot of cooldown once you pop enhanced. A lot of cooldown once you pop enhanced. Now, since we went over that, the thing that are turning a lot of players away from her and things that people aren't enjoying, everything about this character lies behind her guns. Her gun. Every last one of my abilities are not available except for to pull this weapon out. And now it is a mini game for when you can both shoot and cast abilities. So, if I was to, let's do second skill here. If I pop my second skill when that box isn't in the correct spot, it's going to pull that onto cooldown longer than what it normally would be. So it's really important that you actually land those hits. As well as, if I was to shoot off time, I lose a chunk of MP just for shooting off time. And that can eventually put your gun away, as well as you have a ammo bar on your weapon. That ammo is regened as you switch songs. The songs will also change the set notes and apply the buff into the ring around yourself. Now, as you play songs on time, you'll build up that special bar, and it might take me a minute to get there for her fancy song, her empowerment. But as you play, you're essentially playing a constant minigame. And this is what makes my brain happy. I know not everybody's like me, but I enjoy having to pay attention to a lot of stuff when I play certain games. It's not that this game is slow, but I actually really love this character and how she's designed. And I've heard a lot of complaints about her, and I feel like it's just a little too early on to know how strong she is. For example, her third song alone makes her extremely strong for Colossuses, especially if you have a Lepic on your team, because it is a just full 100% cooldown reduction when you play it. And I have almost built up, there we go. We now have an enhanced song available, and to show you an enhanced song, the important thing to know about it is when you activate it, you are stuck in an animation. There's nothing you can do to move out of that animation. All three of the songs have a unique one, just as they all three have a unique idol, which I'll show for a second. She dances different based on what song she's in. Not really all that important, but just kind of a funny little change. And then once this song runs out, she'll have her base idol for having her come out. Overall, I really think this character is well designed, and we're just a little too early for people to really know how they truly think if she's good or bad, you know. But now that we've showed that, let's kill the music. All right, I'm going to go over what I prefer for a build for her. First of all, let's talk reactor. Reactor wise, I have shifted heavily into skill crit and cooldown. Obviously you could go for range here if you wanted to, if you really want to just maximize that range on her. Mod wise, I'll show why I haven't done that in a sec. And I prefer a tech skill with her non-attribute. And the reason for that is because her gun is her only means of damage. And to an extent, if you want to go full support, you could swap to, say, singular, because 3 of her skills are singular, as the one is tech. You could shift into, like, a singular playstyle, so that you're buffing just the songs and making those stronger, but that's preference, to a certain extent. I like having a little bit more damage on the gun, and that is where the modules are going to show it. First of all, I have Nimble Footsteps on because I actually really enjoy this. As you buff allies, you will start stacking range and skill range. The skill range is harder to really notice with my current loadout. I'll go up here to some allies to show the range part. Or the speed part. Maybe. Maybe. No, don't leave. I think Lepic left too. Oh wait, no. Here we go. So as you stack this, you'll start getting a move speed buff. I'm at 4 so far. It's going to be a lot harder for me to stack up to 20, but just slightly increases your movement speed. Definitely helps when you're trying to chase bunnies around the map. My build is not entirely maximized right now as well, so I am going to apologize if it looks like I'm not doing all that much. I don't have, like, half of my mods aren't leveled quite yet. I do plan to get towards that. Just trying to show the character, you know. I also apologize now if this video, because I really don't have an editing software currently, this is a new PC. I'm sorry if this video is a little drawn out or a little bouncy. I haven't recorded for YouTube in ages. I am live on Twitch consistently at twitch.tv/Saint14plays. Past that, I'll continue here. A little shameless self-plug in the middle there, you know. But I really like this mod. Her other mod completely changes her gameplay, and I do not have it yet because I am like 170 hours into this game or something like that, and I will admit I have not beat the Frostwalker. If anybody's willing to help me with that, let me know down in the comments, by the way. That'd be great. But obviously HP end game stuff. Gotta get health. And then mid-air maneuvering, you can really use anything you want here. And then we move into the actual mods itself. She natively has a Xanthic socket. And I personally plan to phase this out. I'll probably catalyst it and remove the socket as a whole. If not, shift it to a socket I care about. Now, I've got a couple different builds for her. All of them vary in kind of what they do or what they're used for. Um, but for the most part, they're very similar. I'm enjoying the damage and crit one the most that I have built. I'm just kind of testing different loadouts to see how she will feel. But so far, Passionate Sponsor feels amazing because she is constantly buffing. She is constantly keeping this active. Skill expansion feels kind of necessary. This range feels important again, so you can keep that buff up consistently. And even if you were to use the other red mod that she has that shifts her to a damage playstyle but removes buffing, you're still going to want that range on each of the skills. Now, move over here for skill power. The only reason I utilize skill power is so that I can buff the gun to deal some type of damage. This, technically, if you do not care about damage, you can shift this out easily. You could slot in... You could go Frugal Mindset here. Frugal Mindset in a range style build does feel good. It looks like there's a rabbit here now. I'm actually going to go up here just to kind of finish this video. Now, if you could also go like Strong Mental if you want a lower cost, but I have not ran into any MP issues utilizing her. Now, things like MP conservation, stuff like that, you actually want to keep your MP high, as that is what scales your buff on to your allies. So like right here it says MP recovery amount for relaxing sound. That is your ally's buff, and it is max MP times 0.7% per 1 second. You are going to want to keep your MP high for your ally buffs. So, things like maximize range, I don't use. Other things like some of the conversions that lower MPs, or another good example here, skill simplification. I won't touch these because I care about my MP being high. That's why the Xanthic socket isn't used for my loadout. There's really nothing there that I prioritize. But MP Accelerant, skill duration max MP, plays really well into her. Being able to go for like focus non-attribute, getting just more skill power and more cooldown. I have been enjoying these. Amplification Control is just another range mod that's not lowering my MP. I'm not quite sure what I would replace this with. Maybe Frugal. Let me see. Would I replace it with Frugal? Yeah, I could replace... Can I? Insufficient capacity. I can't right now, but I would say probably swapping Amplification for Frugal if you care about something like that. If you want that skill cost reduction over the shield. I wanted some more survivability for this build because I am using Passionate Sponsor over a defense mod or a shield mod. So being able to get a little bit more survivability just felt right. Enlightenment to raise our MP just to keep that buff cycling on our allies. And then the final two being crit and crit damage. These do apply to your gun. And so if you are trying to focus on kind of an all-arounder playstyle, this is the one I would go for. But obviously there's preference on player. I, being relatively early into the game, I don't have access to everything. So maybe there are better mods in these sockets, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's things that will just play better than either of these. Let me see. You could probably go for stuff like... No? Yeah, I just might not have mods that are better in here. Maybe Frontlines over... over Enlightenment if you wanted to go that path, or even over MP Accelerant if you wanted to go that way. I'm going MP to try to keep the team buffed as strongly as possible. But past that, I apologize again for the rambliness of the video. I know it's been about 15 minutes. Oh yeah, that's the other part. So, processor wise, all of this extra stuff. I don't have good rolls on these. I really enjoy Battle Aesthetics as a set for the skill power, the skill cost, and the crit rate. But again, these are changeable based on player. I feel like the 4 set of the new Mutiny set, or Gluttony set will be very good, but I have not beaten Glutton to even get this Hungry set. This is very much, this is very obviously built for her playstyle. And I'll probably do a little bit of more of a review on that eventually on the channel. But I will say, if you like this type of content, let me know. I'll definitely try better to upload to the channel. I haven't uploaded on this channel in ages, but this game has caught me. It's hooked me, and this character definitely will probably be my main for most of the content I play it, especially team content. She's a little rough to play in a solo sense, but this character alone has kept me engaged. But yeah, if you like this video, then do me a favor and like this video. Past that, subscribe always helps. And again, I am live a lot more and a lot more active over at twitch.tv/Saint14plays. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Peace.